It's absolutely gorgeous out today, guys. It's fall, it's October, but it's actually like 65, 70 degrees out today. It's gorgeous. So we're here with a cup of coffee. I figured it would be story time today, but also talk about real estate wholesaling. And that was my first business. The first time I ever made money on my own was doing a real estate wholesale deal. And if you don't know what wholesaling real estate is, put it in its simplest form. It's offering to buy somebody's house for one price, for like a low price, and then selling the house to somebody else for a higher price. I mean, in its most simplest form. But you're able to do it without any money, because when you go to the closing table, you're buying the house and selling it at the same time. And again, keeping it simple, if you bought the house for $100,000 and then you found somebody who will pay you $110,000 for it, that's, after the money exchanges hands, you're left over with $10,000. And that's basically what I did. And you might ask, well, how? Like, why not? Why would the person sell it to you for so low? And it's usually because the house has issues. It needs a lot of repairs. Maybe it's been like abandoned for a while. So there's all kinds of reasons people would sell a house really cheap. And they might not know the people who are willing to, buy it and do the work to it. Because most of these houses you can't list on the market. If the house needs a lot of work, it's going to be really hard to put that on the market and have somebody buy it. So the way I started that business was, I made a website. The premise of the business was simple, and this wasn't my idea. I didn't invent the wheel. I just, did what everybody else was doing at the time. So you just make a bunch of signs, a bunch of business cards, and mailbox letters and stuff that say, I buy houses, any condition, quick close. We buy it cash, we'll close in 2 weeks. And if, there's people out there who really, really need to sell their house quick, they got to get out of it. So if you can help them do that, for instance, if they're going through bankruptcy, or if somebody passed away, they left the house to the kids, and the kids don't want it, but they don't have time to list it on the market again. I mean, there's any number of reasons somebody might need to do this. So you're basically providing a way to liquidate their house for them, because all they know is they're pressing a button and boom, the house is gone and they have cash. And of course, it's only a good wholesale deal if you're doing the person a favor. This isn't something I would do, kick an old lady out of her house and liquidate it and then she has nowhere to go. That's not ethical at all. But the situation that this guy was in, he lived in another state. His brother was living in the house, and they inherited the house from their parents. He didn't have any use for it, and the brother was about to move in, move out of state and move in with the guy. And he just really needed cash. He was in a bind, so he wanted to liquidate the house. And so we did that for him. So I gave him a price. We agreed to it, and I knew somebody, a fix and flip guy, who was willing to buy it. And again, I just added in $10,000, and it still worked out for him. So it was a win-win for everybody. It was a win-win for the guy, for the gentleman who needed to get out of the house fast. It was a win-win for the fix and flip guy, because even though I added $10,000 to the price, he still had room to make at least $50,000, $60,000 when he resold it. And the house was in a really great location. Again, it needed work though. So I know it's a complicated process. I don't want to get into like super technical details. There's like a million videos out there that teach you how to wholesale houses. It is real. Like, I did it myself. The real estate meetups I go to, people are wholesaling houses all the time. Again, it's not easy. It's easier said than done. You know, sometimes you got to convince people to, you know, to do this because it's like the best thing for them. Some people, when they're going through foreclosure, bankruptcy, they don't know. They just close their eyes and, you know, hope for the best. But all right, guys, hey, if you're interested in like wholesaling houses, if you want me to go into more detail, drop some comments. You know, I'll definitely put out more videos about wholesaling houses. I'm actually starting to get cooked out here in the sun. So all right, guys, hey, I'll see you on the next one.